Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Plan Zoo. My name is Nissa and today we are building for the Cuvier's Dwarf Caiman here in King Island Zoo. These caimans are very cute, very small, and they are from South America. So if you want to learn a little bit about these or you want to see how I built this habitat, then please keep watching. Okay guys, first of all, if my voice is a little scratchy, it's just because it's fall and it's Denmark and it's a little cold and not really sick, but the throat just doesn't like the weather. So I do it as well as I can, but I do apologize if it's a little uncomfortable to hear more than usual. Okay, guys, clearly I wanted the South American area here. I decided that I wanted this road here to be South American animals, and the only where there are South American animals. The thing is, though, when you make a habitat where people can see them from multiple roads, then at least one of the road won't be that road. So maybe it will be a little confusing when you look at Asian and Australian Oceanian animals on one side, and then suddenly there's a South American habitat. But I really thought that this was the best way to build this habitat. They need a lot of space, not initially, but if you want babies in there, they're gonna need the space. And I really like the way this works. I do, however, manage to build it up with a kind of hill in the middle for the waterfall, which does make kind of a space so the guest isn't just looking at the guest on the other side. That may affect how well the guest on one side can see the animals, since on land they will primarily be on the aquatic side of, or the Malayan tapir side of this habitat, and the swimming caimans you will have a better view for the jaguar side of this habitat. So there will be pluses and minuses on both sides, but definitely I'm pretty sure that you will get a nice overview of these animals no matter which side you choose. Or you could simply be like me and just plan out your entire route for the day way before you arrive at the zoo, just to make sure that you can see all of the animals from as many different angles as possible, because I'm a bit crazy. All caimans are, of course, crocodilians, and therefore they are in the Crocodilla order. For family, we are actually looking at the Alligatoridae family, which is the alligator family, which holds animals like the American alligator and the Chinese alligator, but also black caiman, Cuviers, dwarf caiman, spectaculated caiman, yak-haired caiman, broad-snouted caiman, smooth-fronted caiman, and a few extinct species as well. Again, both in general, when we look at crocodilians, we have so many species out there that sadly isn't among us anymore, but they are still quite amazing animals. The Cuvier's dwarf caiman are in the genus of Paleoscus, which is the genus for dwarf caiman. So it's for Cuvier's dwarf caiman, but also the smooth-fronted caiman that is also known, for instance, like the Schneider's dwarf caiman. So these two are the smallest, and then all of the other caimans are in different genuses, meaning that the alligators is as closely related to the Cuvier's dwarf caiman than pretty much all of the other kinds of caimans. When you just look at the stats of the Cuvier's dwarf caiman, you may think that it's a quite big caiman with a total length of between 1.2 meters and 1.7, being 3.9 and 5.6 feet. But looking at the weight, it weighed only between 6 and 7 kilos, being 13.2 to 15.4 pounds. This weird arrangement is simply because these are really long and thin and slender animals. I know some of them have a little belly on the middle, but the tail itself is extremely long, the face is extremely long, and the feet and legs aren't these big chunks like most animals have, and therefore they're actually quite small but just long in the same way a snake or um, a dragon can be. These small crocodilians aren't as widespread as some of their cousins, but they are still quite diverse in their habitat. They do live in Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Trinidad, Tobago, and Venezuela. 4 biomes they live in and around: lakes, rivers, wetlands, freshwater, riparian, and they stay within the tropical climate zones. Now, all of these biomes does include water because these are semi-aquatic animals, but keep in mind that just because it's a freshwater, it doesn't mean necessarily that they just live in what freshwater would be near you. Some places it would be something like a lake or river. Other places it can be these smaller streams of water. Some places it will be massive streams of water. Sometimes it will be multiple different types of water in the same area. But these do, however, still need to go on land. They live the maturity of their life on land. That's a little weird to explain, but they will spend a lot of their active life in water, but as hatchlings in the egg, they are completely on land. When they sleep, they are on land. When they bask in the sun, they are on land. And these things, they will do active things in the water. It will also, because none of the crocodilians are actually made to move in any agile fashion on land, so it's much easier for them to be active in water, but they still use all their downtime on land. Gulliver's Dwarf Caiman is also nocturnal, which is a change from some other crocodilians, meaning they will be mainly inactive through the daytime. It doesn't mean necessarily that they will sleep though. They could, for instance, just sunbathe on some nice warm rock or in some sand or something like that. But they can also lay down and sleep in their burrows. These burrows can be quite dangerous because, again, this is not a big caiman, but if it lays in its burrow and your foot steps just right outside it, it may be aggressive enough to try to take a swing at you, and you don't want that. They still have pretty sharp teeth and can, as we know, a lot of crocodilians, they do not let go if they first have their teeth in something. During a drier season, they can actually choose to estivate. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it is kind of similar to hibernation. It's just not something they need to do every year. It's just more so something they choose to do if they want to keep cooler. So it's more based on the weather than based on the season. Because of this, there will be areas of the world, and especially in captivity, where their temperatures are monitored all the time, where they simply won't do it because they do not have to. It's not hot, so they don't need to hide away from the heat in any capacity. I will just add here the bridge I built here. I would actually have loved to make it in dark wood because it just makes it seem a little more gloomy and a little more murky, and I think that fits very well with crocodilians in general, but especially a tropical South American habitat. However, to keep this light wood vibe going that we have throughout the zoo here, I chose to stay with the light. But if you want to build something inspired by this, just keep in mind you can make the choices you want. You can do light wood, dark wood. You can even paint the wood if you want to. There's not really a rule here, but it's just if you want that more like tropical vibe, a darker grain of wood to match the dark wood of the trees would have been really nice. As most crocodilians are, these caimans are also fiscivores. I will just keep in mind that these are smaller and therefore they are also insectivores, meaning they will eat smaller creatures. So overall, they will eat animals or feed on fish, amphibians, small mammals, birds, crabs, shrimp, mollusks, and other kinds of invertebrates. They will also eat smaller, like crustaceans, tadpoles, frogs, snails, as well as land invertebrates, such as beetles, for instance. So it's pretty much anything that's small enough for them to eat, but still big enough so they will have some kind of nutritious benefit for it. And as you can see, they will both find food on land and in the water. The Cuvier's Dwarf Caiman doesn't exactly have a specific mating season, at least not something that's documented. However, it does seem like in an area the females will be ready to mate roughly at the same time. These are polygamous, and that's not the fair variations that some of us want, but the more like one male can mate with multiple females throughout a single mating season. I will say though, females will also over a lifetime probably have multiple partners. It's depend on which male is the mating male in a area. The female will find some kind of concealed location, not her burrow. She will find somewhere else and build a mound of vegetation and mud and so on to kind of form a nest, and in that she will lay a clutch of 10 to 25 eggs. When the eggs are laid, she will then add further vegetation to kind of cover the eggs, both to conceal them but as much to incubate them, since crocodilians not actually lay on their eggs like a chicken. They would probably crush them if they tried. The eggs will take around 90 days to hatch. Something caimans actually have in common with other egg-laying animals, such as chickens for instance, is that probably all of the eggs will have the same gender. That gender is not based on what chromosomes they get from their father, but it's still based on the temperature during the incubation. The female will actually not be a part of the hatchlings for the eggs, but instead just wait around the nest listening, because when the small hatchlings hatch, then they will start to make small noises to let their mama know, oh, we are done baking, you can let us out now. And then she will remove all of the plant foliage or vegetation that she covered the eggs with to allow them to get out. At this point, the babies will be completely covered in slime and disgusting snask from their eggs. That's pretty much just what happens when you come out of anything. When you either come out of an egg or a veggie, you will be covered in disgusting things. However, keep in mind that a lot of predators in water can smell things from a mile away. Therefore, a lot of the babies will often actually wait to go into the water until their body is completely dry from this slime coverage, and it can take up to a few days before they are ready to do so. After this, the mom will take care of her babies for about a few weeks, and keep in mind she have waited for the eggs to hatch for 90 days, but she will take care of them for a few weeks, and then they will be ready to just set out on their own, and they won't live in a group anymore. They will just disperse, all of them. Now keep in mind that these grow extremely fast and will grow at a rate of 8 to 10 centimeter, which is 3 to 4 inches per year, and therefore they will reach productive maturity when they are around 8 years. Once again, remember that they will grow faster in the beginning and slower through the end. So it's not like they will grow these 8 to 10 centimeters a year all 8 years. It's the 8 to 10 is on average. So first in the beginning and then grow slower and slower and slower. Kind of like when you're 16, you're not growing that much before you turn 18, but when you're 2, you grow a hell of a lot before you turn 4. The Cuvier's dwarf caimans are threatened by all of the usual suspects. We have the habitat destruction, we have the mining of gold in the areas, intensive agriculture, and urbanization, meaning that the cities surrounding these areas are just growing, and it's natural. It's happening all over the world. So it's really hard to set a finger on and tell you these are bad people. I will also add that they are killed in quite a few numbers by indigenous people for either food or traditional medicine, as well as they are collected for the pet trade and sold around the world. We don't have a specific number for top total populations of these caimans, but based on local population, it seems like these are really thriving, and they are therefore listed as a least concerned animal according to the IUCN Red List. That is a spot we would like them to stay on, so please do not mass hunt these and give them their space. But besides that, it seems like we will have them around for a long time. For now, enjoy the cinematics, and I will come back afterwards. Okay, guys, that was all, and I really hope you enjoyed it. As always, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.